Welcome to Nuuk! I'm in Nuuk, the capital of Greenland. Or, to name this country correctly, in this film I'll be showing you the sights, providing some historical context, getting out into the surrounding fjords, and discussing this unique city with Greenland's top music impresario. So join me. Nuuk lies at 64 degrees north, around the same latitude as Reykjavik in Iceland and Fairbanks, Alaska. Its population is said to be around 20,000, but as the political, cultural and economic heart of the country, as well as the main international port, it feels much bigger. Around 1/3 of the population of this vast country lives here in Nuuk. The town was founded as a trading post in 1728 by a Danish-Norwegian missionary named Hans Egede. Arriving with the objective of improving the lives of the indigenous Inuit people, he named the settlement Godthåb, Good Hope in English. He is often called the Apostle of Greenland. And there's no doubt that he and his sons did introduce some welcome modernities to the Inuit, who at the time of his arrival here were mainly living in turf houses. But there was a substantial cost. His Christian beliefs had a destructive impact on the traditional belief system that had served the Inuit so well for centuries. The results of that intervention are still felt today, so his legacy is at best mixed. The original settlement was centred here in the colonial harbour area. Standing here overlooking the colonial harbour district, it looks as if Nuuk is still a small Greenlandic fishing village. But if you turn around, you'll see that things are actually very different. For decades, the Danish kept Greenland as an isolated colonial outpost. But then in the 1950s and 1960s, Nuuk saw a building boom. Denmark sought to bring the colony into the modern age. But again, the results were mixed. Whilst the new urban blocks offered heating, electricity and running water, these apartment blocks offered no connection whatsoever with the traditional Inuit cultural values and the traditional way of life. Those infamous blocks from the 50s do now display some monumental street art, and you'll find many more distinctive works of art out on the streets. This fabulous sculpture dominates the northern entrance to the central area of Nuuk. It depicts a famous Greenlandic legend of a meeting between a young, orphaned and bullied boy and the Lord of Power. I love the symbolism of the Mother of the Sea. Here she is protecting the sea life from man's misdeeds. To seek forgiveness, a shaman is sent to comb the impurities out of her hair and to plead that she once again allows man to fish and to hunt. This sculpture represents the people of Greenland. North Greenland, West Greenland and East Greenland, all supporting each other. Nuuk is the best place to check out Greenlandic fashion, whether that's the cool Inuit brand or Bibi Chemnitz, perhaps Greenland's most famous contemporary fashion designer. And today I'm wearing my Bibi Chemnitz Greenland sweatshirt from a previous visit. Now Bibi spends her time between Nuuk and Copenhagen, and I was lucky enough to just have a chat with her in the shop, but she didn't want to be on camera. But never mind, if you're in Nuuk, check it out. Now, although there's all the traffic here that you would expect from a modern city, if you come here, don't rent a car, because you can't drive anywhere. Like Juneau in Alaska, Nuuk has no road links with the rest of the country. The Greenland National Museum and Archive is a must visit. It houses priceless artefacts from the nation's cultural heritage and examines the lives of the various peoples who have settled over this vast land. But the highlight is undoubtedly the famous Greenland mummies. 15th century women and children who are quite literally frozen in time. Nuuk is surrounded by a simply spectacular network of fjords. If the weather conditions are good, then do as the locals do and head out onto the water. Atlantic music is the heart of the thriving Greenlandic music scene. For souvenirs, look no further. I asked Ejvind for his thoughts on the rapidly growing capital city.
Nuuk, is it a city, or is it a village, or is it an island?
Nuuk is not like other cities in Greenland. Nuuk is a part of everybody in Greenland, because we have all the cities around the coast getting smaller and smaller, and they move to like Nuuk. Nuuk will get bigger and bigger, but we still have this what you call it. We are connecting with each other, and we're not like Europe. We still take care of each other, even in a big city like Nuuk. Helping each other and stuff like that, talking to the people on the street. If you're doing that in Europe, they'll say, "Are you crazy?" Like the crocodile Dundee man, say, "Hello man, coming to New York." We can do that. It's a big city, but we still have something left from the old time, not destroy, but we have to use it more in the future.